Good morning and welcome. My name is Gershy Schwarcz and I'm your host on Edge. Now, before we continue and before I tell you what day it is today, I'm asking everyone here a favor, if I may. Everyone listening and watching to do me one simple thing. Call or text me on 845-671-1775 and press extension 5. Leave a short message saying the words I am on edge. You can text I am on edge. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Namaste. Bibi's touring Syria, Trump's spraying perfume, and Tehran might be moving its capital. We've got a massive Iron Dome deal, a new loitering missile from Rafael to a train crash in Europe, and cuts to Verizon, and the internet broke yet again this morning. Yes, today, a major Cloudflare outage caused websites and apps across the world to go down again. Millions of people lost access to basic services, from news sites to business tools, and even major platforms like X and ChatGPT were hit, and some who use AWS. Cloudflare says the outage was caused by an internal technical failure. They stressed this was not a cyber attack. Engineers rolled out a fix, and Baruch Hashem, most services are coming back to life right now. But some areas are still seeing slow loading and reconnect issues as the network settles. Now, for those of you who wanted to know, today is Chuf Tes Cheshvan Tufshin Paivuv, Erev Rosh Chodesh Kislev. It's Thursday, Parshas Toldos on Edge. And again, my name is Gershy Schwarcz, and I am honored to be a host on Edge. On Edge News is powered by Yiddish24, reaching almost 50 to 60,000 Yidden B'liyayin Baruch Hashem. And just since last week, this English edition brings that same clean kosher news to even more people, Baruch Hashem. No junk, no nonsense, just real news you can trust. Brought to you by The Click, the LakewoodLuach.com, the Heimische Info Hub for all the Lakewood area, for all the areas, Lakewood area and beyond. Subscribe to their WhatsApp for minyanim, eateries, and all the important local updates. Clean, filtered, no Lashon Haras, and no fluff. Okay? Breaking news. Well, one of the breaking news today. Israel signed a massive Iron Dome deal just this morning. Israel's defense ministry has finalized a multi-billion-dollar deal with Rafael to ramp up production of the Iron Dome interceptors, as we all know, has saved thousands of lives. The order is funded through the U.S. aid package passed back in April. This will supply the IDF with a large new stockpile of missiles for the system, which has intercepted, like I said, thousands of threats since year 2011. Well, mamish Nissim Gluyim. Now, speaking of Rafael, who invented the Iron Dome, they just unveiled the L-Spike 4X. It's a high-tech missile that can fly 40 kilometers and loiter. Loiter means wait in the air for 25 minutes to confirm a target. It uses AI, works even if GPS is jammed and even if Cloudflare, if the internet breaks, and can be fired from the air, land, or sea. In other news, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and top security officials toured southern Syria yesterday. They looked at the IDF positions and held a security meeting near the border. Now, in other news, at the UN, Israel's ambassador Danny Danon clashed with Syria's ambassador. Danon said, "We cannot speak of a new Syria while Druze, Christians and Alawites are being massacred." He said Syria must stop killings and militia activity to prove it has indeed changed. New Syria, huh? Trump might think so, but Israel is not buying it. Speaking of Syria, Trump sprays perfume in the face of terror, literally. The president just hosted former Al-Qaeda leader at the White House, asked him why, well, how many wives he had, and also sprayed him with his cologne, with his Trump cologne. You cannot make this up. A reporter asked yesterday at the White House, why did Trump spray perfume on the president of Syria? His name was Abu Muhammad al-Jurani, by the way, once. Now he's known to everyone as Ahmad al-Shara during a visit to the White House. Because he smelled bad? The White House responded, no, Trump is just he's very proud of his perfume and likes showing it off to everyone. Now, Iran to move its capital. While Syria deals with perfume, Iran has bigger problems. Not perfume, water. Wasser. Water. Iranian President Pezeshkian warned today that Iran no longer has a choice but to move its capital city. He said severe water shortages have made Tehran unsustainable. Speaking of cologne sprayed on Ahmad al-Shara, well, let's call them conspiracy theorists, say that Trump sprayed some particles, tracking GPS particles on him, like the Mossad used to track the Nasrallah from the Hezbollah, for those who remember how they tracked him down deep below in these bunkers. Anyway, Mossad, speaking of them, stops Hamas terror plot in Europe. The Mossad says it has stopped a Hamas terror network from attacking Jews and Israelis across Europe. There were recent raids in Germany and Austria that led to the arrest and the discovery of weapons meant for attacks on Jewish and Israeli targets. One weapons stash in Vienna was tied to Muhammad Naim, the son of the top Hamas leader Bassem Naim. Hamas accused Israel of violating Gaza line deal, the yellow line. Yes, let's hear that. Hamas says Israel is pushing deeper into Gaza than allowed. They claim the Israeli army is moving the yellow line westward. That's the boundary where Israel was supposed to stop under the Trump brokered ceasefire. Hamas says Israel is taking more land and setting up permanent blocks inside Gaza. Many Palestinians say they cannot return home, and anyone approaching the area risked being shot. So far, Israel says it's staying within the agreement and only acting when there are threats. New line in Gaza, huh? No more. Well, no one knows where it really is, but step over it and you get shot, and then you'll know, I guess. An Israeli soldier was wounded in a Nablus shootout. A Palestinian opened fire at Israeli troops overnight, and one IDF reservist was moderately wounded in the attack. Israeli forces were in the area raiding several villages to seize weapons and arrest wanted terror suspects. The operation is part of ongoing efforts to crack down on West Bank terror networks. Now let's talk about something else. Every Yid needs to make a goyrel sometimes. Sometimes a Yid is stuck on a big decision, a deal, a job, and even a medical question, and needs real guidance. מכון הגורלות is an automatic system, a goyrel system on the phone, built by the Nadvona Rebbe from Bloomingburg, backed by Major Poskim. Harav Wozner says, the Shai of the Levi says, for a Yid to do a goyrel Kodesh Kedushim, it isn't a mystical Zegula, it's Emes Ruach HaKodesh that every Yid has already, but sometimes we're just too stubborn to trust it. Hashem keeps on sending us messages, we're just too busy to recognize His voice. Sign up for $101 a month, special offer today, and, well, today until tomorrow. If you call 845-400-8090 and say the code on Edge, you can buy 1 month and get 2 additional months for free. Also, additional to that, I didn't say it yesterday, I'm going to say it today. If you buy a one-day one for $10, you can get a week for free, which is worth $28. And if you buy a week for $28, you get 1 month for free. Okay? That's Mechon HaGerulas. The number is again 845-400-8090. Okay. Now, Ukrainian's chief rabbi meets with the military chaplain. The chief rabbi of Ukraine, Rabbi Moshe Azman, held a successful meeting on Tuesday with the military's new chief chaplain, Alexander Vovkotecha. They met at the Great Shul in Kiev, the Great Synagogue, to discuss improving religious services for Jewish soldiers serving on the front lines. Trump's Ukraine envoy, in other news, will step down in January. We spoke about the Ukrainian envoy, right? Trump's top Ukrainian envoy, General Keith Kellogg, will leave his post in January. Kellogg has been leading the Trump administration's diplomatic efforts on Ukraine since the start of the year. There's talk that businessman Steve Witkoff could take over. Well, we spoke about it yesterday, but that's not confirmed. Witkoff has already been involved in peace efforts and has reportedly clashed with Kellogg over the strategy. We don't know how it will affect Trump's new proposed 28-point, I guess that's it, Chof Ches and Chof Ches, right? Chof Ches Cheshvan, 28th of Cheshvan, and a 28-point plan, peace plan that we covered in detail here yesterday. Let's talk about other news. A train crash in Czech Republic. 2 trains have crashed in the city of Czech Republic near the city of České Budějovice, as we pronounce it. Reports say about 40 people were injured. Sad. Rescue crews are on the scene right now as we speak. In other news, a massive explosion at Venezuelan plant. A large explosion and fire broke out at a chemical and crude oil processing plant in a place called Anzoátegui. Anzoátegui was in Venezuela. The blast hit the facility and caused a major fire near a distillation tower. Emergency crews evacuated the workers. Volcano eruption. In other news, in Indonesia, we spoke about one that happened in Hawaii, right? The volcano Mount Semeru erupted in Indonesia, shooting a massive ash cloud of 54,000 feet into the sky. People living nearby were evacuated, and planes were warned to stay away from that area and that airspace. Semeru is one of Indonesia's most active volcanoes, and today's eruption was its strongest this year. Authorities are monitoring for lava flow and more explosions. So one's got to be careful there. If anyone's touring that area, be aware of it. Another thing you should be aware of is your budget. Yes, budgetyid.com is simple. Geschmoy kein hi, as they say in Yiddish. Made for a Yid, by a Yid. And it's free. So I'm not selling you anything. It's free. Just go on to budgetyid.com. Smart checklists, charts, track your spending according to our traditional spending and also Jewish calendar. Also, a special system they have for Bala Simchas who want to track their spending and who's going to spend, who's going to pay for what. And if you've got something to sell, from handmade shtick like sourdough bread to full services, you can also list them up to 3 products there for just $30 a month. Anyway, mention On Edge when you go to budgetyid.com. You can contact them on the contact page. Mention On Edge just to let them know that you're there, and they will service you well when it comes to selling your products with a good discount. Now, Satmar Rebbe from Kiryas Yoel visits Har HaTzoifim. In Yerushalayim, the Satmar Rebbe from Kiryas Yoel arrived early this morning at Har HaTzoifim. He went there to look out toward the Mukim HaMikdash. It was a major event. There was singing, there was davening going on there. Beautiful event. Let's talk about other news, shall we? London councillor visits Stamford Hill. In London, Hackney councillor Robert Chapman paid a visit to the Stamford Hill community. He toured local Moslem institutions with community activists. Trump and Mamdani will also meet at the White House. My friends, this is breaking news. Donald Trump will meet with Zoharam Mamdani, the incoming mayor of New York City, this Friday at the White House. Aren't we all waiting to see what's going to happen? Mamdani's team initiated the meeting to talk about topics like affordability, public safety, and federal-city relations. We all know what's going to happen. Trump might say he's a good person. Even though Trump, maybe, I don't know. Even though Trump has publicly attacked Mamdani and threatened to cut federal funding, if he won, both sides now appear willing to talk. Mamdani also announced he will keep Jessica Tisch as the Jewish Jessica Tisch as the New York police commissioner in a posten, as they say in Yiddish, and she accepted it. Mamdani has said his transition team needs $4 million before he officially takes office. Let's talk about money, huh? Verizon cuts 13,000 jobs, 13,000 jobs. Verizon has announced it will cut more than 13,000 jobs as part of a corporate restructuring. Trade deficit drops. Do you remember Trump's big trade deficit sign? Well, thanks to his tariffs, the US trade deficit dropped to about $59.6 billion in August, down to nearly 24% from July. Imports fell by about 5% and exports went up slightly. Most of the drop is tied to the higher tariffs implemented by Donald J. Trump's administration, which reduced foreign goods coming into the US. Economists say this could give a boost to third quarter GDP, but also warn the import drop might signal weaker consumer and business spending. Nvidia claims, one of the richest companies claims, AI bubble fears. Nvidia made a ton of money last quarter, $57 billion. Way more than people thought. They say next quarter will be even bigger, $65 billion. Most of that money came from companies buying Nvidia chips to run their AI systems and data centers. Nvidia's CEO says, they're basically powering every major AI service out there. Wall Street investigators. What a joke. Wall Street's investors were nervous that the AI market might be a bubble, meaning it looked exciting and profitable on the outside, but could suddenly collapse if companies stopped making real money from it. Something like, I would say, crypto, right? Well, not everyone says that, but it looks like a lot of people think that. They were afraid companies like Nvidia might be overhauled, priced too high based on hype, not real results. But Nvidia just showed massive profits and strong demand for its AI chips, especially from big tech companies and cloud services. Maybe that explains why Cloudflare was down today? I don't know. That proved AI is still growing fast and making money, not just talk. For now, those fears are on pause. The numbers show the AI boom is real. Let's talk about what else is real. YS Capital Group. If you call 718-831-2168, you can get yourself a loan, and not just any loan, a no-doc closing loan, a no-doc loan with no closing cost fees. You see how that works? No closing costs. Okay, it's not as difficult as I just said it. It's actually more simpler than that. Okay, call them 718-831-2168. That's YS Capital Group. I'm sad to tell you the following news because it's very sad. We have a heartbreaking news to report. Elchunan Fasten, Zechroine Levruche, a young buche, 19-year-old buche from Lakewood, was tragically taken away from us. He was nifta early Wednesday morning after he was involved in a serious crash on the Garden State Parkway near Old Bridge, New Jersey. His vehicle caught fire following the accident. Emergency crews responded, but he was sadly pronounced nifta at the scene. Laboisai, maybe only here B'sira services and Shuma have an aliyah. And be a tzirish for all of us, like we always should, daven to Hashem, be protected, be safe out there. Protobite. Let's thank our sponsors. Protobite, 347-354-1237. Always there when I need him. Really, he built my website, and he builds more than that. He builds a whole system. This is Protobite. Protobite's specialty is building systems. If you have several, well, I would say thousands of, I'm joking, not thousands, you have like 15 probably apps that you run for your business, that you subscribe for your business, that you pay a ton of money to. Stop all that. Go with one system, Protobite. 347-354-1237, custom made for you. 347-354-1237, mention on Edge. And you can take a taxi there. Arrive Express, 845-622-1111. Again, the number is 845-622-1111. And 845-254-1111, that's for Monroe. And if you want to have a shawarma and feel good about yourself, go to 26 Spring Valley Marketplace, which is next to Bingo, exit 14 from, Muncie area, from the way anywhere, 845-272-0011, and you can go to sdny.store and you can get yourself free delivery here, mention on Edge, and you get a free drink. Now, let's jump into historic facts of the day, shall we? Brought to you by The Click. Today is Chuftes Cheshvan. It's a busy day in the Luach. So, today is also your site, for those who remember, the 6 Kedoshim killed in the 26/11 Mumbai attack in 2008, which happened on Chuftes Cheshvan. Chuftes Cheshvan Tufshin Samachtes. It's heartbreaking. The Mumbai attacks were coordinated series of shootings and bombings carried out by 10 militants from the Lashkar al-Taiba Pakistani-based Islamist group. Over 4 days, they targeted 12 locations across Mumbai, including the Taj Hotel, the Oberoi Trident, and also CST railway station, Leopold Cafe and Kama Hospital, and also the Nariman Chabad House, and several other sites. A total of 175 people were killed and more than 300 injured. By 3 days, most locations were secured, and 4 days after, India's National Security Guards ended the siege at the Taj Hotel during Operation Black Tornado, killing the final attackers. The victims were Chabad Shlichim Gavril ben Nachman and his wife Rivka Bas Shimshon Holzberg, who left a little boy known by all, Moishele. Who does remember this? Oi, and American Jerusalem resident, 37-year-old Reb Aryeh Leibish ben Nuchem Teitelbaum. He was a Baal Machshe who helped supervise a mushroom processing plant during doing a production run for a U.S. kosher food manufacturer, and he was gunned down by terrorists while learning in the shul in the Chabad house. He was a father of 8 children and the son of the Volover Rebbe, the Volover from Borough Park, and an Eidem by the Toldos of Yitzchak Rebbe. And also 28-year-old Ben Zion Ben Chaim Tzvi Krumen, who survived an earthquake in China earlier that year and was killed when the terrorists invaded the Mumbai Chabad house, where he had stopped briefly on Wednesday for a mincha. A Zakareski spokesperson said that Krumen was found in the shul, slumped over an open Gemara. He came on behalf of Rabbi Leibish Teitelbaum, we mentioned earlier, to Zechron Levruche also, who helped him, Hashem Yinkan Dumam, who helped him with the kashrus. He left behind a wife and 3 children. And also Yocheved Bas Yaakov Orpaz of Givatayim, who had arrived in India to visit her daughter and 2 grandchildren. Hashem Yinkoim Dumam. Tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh Kislev. Well, today is Erev Rosh Chodesh, which for many is observed as a Yom Kippur Kuten, and a day of prayer and tshiva to enter the new month clean. And finally, today also is the ancient Chag HaSijid, celebrated by the Ethiopian Jewish community. It falls exactly 50 days after Yom Kippur, kind of like a winter Shavuos, I would say. It is based on the specific story in Novi, in Nehemiah, in the Sefer Nehemiah, in Tanakh. And it reenacts the time Ezra Sofer and Nehemiah gathered the Yidden in Yerushalayim after they returned from the Gulas and Buvel for the second Beis HaMikdash. They stood together, fasted, and signed a new pledge, a new bris, to keep the Torah. That is exactly what the community does today, fasting and praying for the rebuilding of the third Beis HaMikdash Bekula b'Mahir v'Yamayni Umayim. And today in the parsha we see that Yitzchak became big, became great, and the Pelishtim feared him. They covered with earth all the idols that his father built, his father dug up. They covered it up. And the Rashi says major things about it. But the idea is to see how the Pelishtim took everything away, and he became big. And afterwards, at the end, it says that Avimelech sent him away. But then Avimelech says, "Please come back." And he asked him, "Why are you coming to me again? You sent me away." He says, "Because we saw Hashem with you. We saw that Hashem is with you. This is going to happen, Bekul of Mamish, in the times before Mashiach comes." So, with that, my friends, I'm going to leave you here and have a wonderful day. All the best, and we'll see you Be'ezer Hashem Yisburach tomorrow. On Edge.